So today I'm going to explain the difference between calculated column and measure. So basically the calculated column will be created in the Power Query. So if you go there here, so I just created it as the total sales. So basically calculated a column is works in a row by row, like similar to Excel where we used to calculate the columns like row by row. So if you can see here, we are calculating row by row by unit price, quantity and the discount. Here you can say 18 into 10 it's 180, 18 into 3 is 54. So like if you have a requirement where you want to have this calculations as a row by row, I think then the calculated columns are the best way to create. And the downside is basically it's all these calculations. When once you create this calculated column, right, basically all values are pre-calculated and stores in memory, especially when you are having a huge data model, and if you're bringing lots of rows, and definitely it will increase your file size, and it will have your it might change, it might cause some performance issue for sure. But again, if your data model is optimal, and if you're okay to have this column, it's good because all values are pre-calculated, and it will, whenever you use this column into your reporting, right, so there is no need to go back to your uh, go go back to your database, or it will not create the calculations dynamically based on your dimensions, because everything is pre-calculated, and it's already all values are pre-calculated, and it's no need to recalculate again once you use the dimensions or slices, like yeah. And the good part again is, like, if it's act like it will act as a normal column where we can use for relationships in the in the data model itself. You can see here, it's like I can use this column for the to have relationship for other tables. So that's a good part here. And and let me see here, and also it will not refresh until unless you did refresh. So basically once you let's take in the so let me explain what exactly is measure. So basically measures, let me go here. If you see here, you can see the symbol also. This is the calculated column, and the measure symbol will be this thing. And if you see here, so this is the measure here. So basically what it is doing, if you can see, it will return only the aggregated value, or like single row as a result. It will not calculate each and every row by each and every row. It will use the aggregation, okay, and it gives the single row. That's it. So basically it will not go by row, it will not go row by row to do all the calculations. And and yeah, so and also the here the downside is, like, it's not about downside, but yeah, it's a kind of downside when you are using huge number of uh, huge number of rows in the cross tab. For suppose, let me do say this thing, let me create table. Okay, let me use this thing, and let me total sales, let me have the customer ID. Okay, and here we can see science here. Okay, yeah, if you can see here, this is a total sales measure which we created. So basically let me use the filter code as well here, and if I try and see, so basically this is okay, let me do whatever else. So basically this is the actual total sales we have, and basically when we are using the customer ID here, it is filtering out based on the each customer ID. So this is the total number of sales of entire data set. And when I use this customer ID, basically it is filtering out each customer ID, which makes sense, right? And if for suppose if you go here, that so what will happen, right? For each and every customer, right? For this thing, for customer number one, it will go back. Basically, total the measure, all the calculations will happen dynamically. So all the it will not pre-calculate and it will store in the Power BI. But based on the measure, it will calculate the values dynamically, and it will use CPU. So whereas a calculator column uses RAM to store the values by doing this all the pre-calculations, but as it is dynamic way of getting the results, it will go back and hit the CPU and it will get the results. So here, if you can see here, I can say maybe I have 50 plus customers here. So each time for each customer, it will go back and hit the CPU, because each it will calculate. It's a kind of filter context right here. Based on the customer ID, the total sales measure is filtering out. So since it's a dynamic way of getting the results, it will go back and hit the CPU and it will get the results. So sometimes it is good, but again, if you're having huge number of rows and columns here, and it's sometimes when you're creating a dashboard and opening the dashboard in Power BI app, right, Power BI service, so it's like it's keep on loading here. You can see the loading symbol. So that's the thing. But yeah, but it's very useful, especially when your data model is big, right? And if you are using this calculated columns, basically it will do all this pre-calculation and it will store and it will increase your file size, and it's very difficult to load your dashboard at the once you deploy a dashboard to the Power BI service. So yeah, so that's the main difference. And here we can, and also if you create any measure, right, and you can't use that measure for this any to create any relationships in the data model. So I think that's it for today. Yeah, thanks for having this video. Yeah.